Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Rocking solo for the next couple. Dylan's in Arizona coaching some baseball. Let's recap Monday through Thursday. Boston ended up sweeping Toronto. Cleveland took 2 of 3 from Seattle. Houston took 2 of 3 from the White Sox. Baltimore, an exciting series against the Yankees. They take 2 of 3. Tampa takes 2 of 3 from Minnesota with an extras win. And Oakland took 2 of 3 from the Kansas City Royals. Kind of a surprising one there. In the NL, Pittsburgh took 2 of 3 from Cincinnati. Arizona took 2 of 3 from Washington. The LA Dodgers, some controversy in that one with the Rockies. They end up taking 3 of 4. The Chicago Cubs take 2 of 3 from San Francisco. Philly takes 2 of 3 from San Diego. Miami takes 2 of 3 from St. Louis. And in the interleague, there was 3 matchups. Milwaukee ended up taking 2 of 3 from the LA Angels. The Mets take 2 of 3 from Texas, who is a little bit reeling right now, and Atlanta sweeps Detroit. Is a much-needed sweep. Team that's kind of been up and down lately. So head-to-head, Dylan goes 3-2 against me. He gains 1 game. He's now 10 back. Overall, Dylan goes 8-7 on the week. I go 7-8. So a little bit of a tough week for both of us, but hopefully we can bounce back this weekend. Let's go over the weekend games in the American League. It's going to be 5 matchups. First, we'll go with the Toronto Blue Jays in Cleveland. The Jays are what they are, man. Not a good baseball team. Just swept by the Red Sox at home. They're now 5.5 out of a wild card spot. Cleveland's got the 4th best record in the majors. The Jays did take 2 of 3 from Cleveland at home last week, but they didn't face their top starters. So the Jays can't hit the baseball. Cleveland likes to manufacture some runs. I'm going to go Cleveland in this one. White Sox at Detroit. Yeah, I guess we'll just play the game of when the White Sox are going to sell. Luis Robert, Crochet, Kopech, all garnering interest. It'll be interesting to see what a package looks like there. Yeah, I'm going to go Detroit in this one. Kansas City at Texas. Kansas City has lost 7 of their last 10. Texas coming off of a tough series loss as well. They're 6.5 out of a wild card, 8.5 back of the division lead, which is crazy. Coming off a World Series championship, they are getting Max Scherzer back right away though, so he's kind of close to coming back. So that will be a big boost to that rotation. But I'm gonna go Texas here. Kansas City struggling a little bit. We'll see what happens. Baltimore at Houston. Who would have thought that Baltimore, for how good the Yankees have been, that Baltimore is just kind of hanging around. They're a half game back of the Yankees for the best record in baseball. I guess it shouldn't be surprising they won over 100 games last year, but with how good the Yankees started this season, it's kind of crazy that teams are parallel with that. Yeah, they've won 7 out of the last 10. They just took 2 of 3 from the Yankees, but they did get a blow this week. Kyle Bradish needs Tommy John. They've already had some tough blows with that. They just lost John Means. Wells needs to get Tommy John. So the third pitcher that's gone down, and maybe that's creates some urgency for that management to go out and get a guy at the deadline to bolster that rotation. Obviously, they got Corbin Burns, right? So they might need a couple arms at the deadline. Minnesota at Oakland. Be interested to see if Oakland trades a guy like Mason Miller at the deadline. Do you cash in if you get overwhelmed with the deal, or do you keep him as you transition to Las Vegas and Sacramento? I'm gonna go Minnesota here. Minnesota. Royce Lewis is just he's probably the best player in the league right now. He's got 11 homers and he's barely played 30 games this year. So he's just tearing the cover off the baseball. Exciting to watch. I am going to go Minnesota. In the National League, also 5 matchups. Milwaukee at San Diego. Milwaukee's got a comfortable lead in that division. The Padres back under 500. They're just a confusing team. They're like Houston. There's just no consistency with this one. It's like an up and down roller coaster. Over 500, under 500. Win 4, lose 6. It's just been an up and down, really tough season for them. I'm going to go Milwaukee here. Washington at Colorado. It is at Coors. Colorado, wild game against the Dodgers. Hernandez with a check swing that should have ended the game. A couple of pitches later, ends up hitting a go-ahead homer. So that was wild to watch. But I'm gonna go Washington here. They did just lose a series to Arizona after winning the last two series, but Washington is a better team than Colorado in my opinion, and I'll see what happens with that one. Arizona at Philadelphia, rematch of last year's NLCS, where the Arizona won in 7 games to go to the World Series. So Philly's going to be ready to go for this one. I'm going to go to the Phillies. June Schwarber is in full swing, as he is every year, just hammering baseballs out of the yard. They're at the bank. It's an interesting team at the bank. It's just a different vibe there. I'm going to go Philly. New York Mets at Chicago Cubs. Mets did just lose that last one to Detroit, but before they took 2 of 3 from Detroit, they lost the finale. Up until that, they won 7 in a row. So kind of turning it around. It'll be interesting to see kind of how the rest of the month and into the deadline transpires on what they do. Most likely going to be sellers, but they're hanging around in the wild card race, so I'm not sure. I'm going to go the Mets here. San Francisco at St. Louis. They did just play at Rockingwood last night. It was St. Louis taking a 6-5 win over San Francisco. I picked the Giants before the series started. I still think they can win that series. They got Logan Webb going in that series as well. St. Louis has been playing better ball as of late, and should be a good end to that series. Heading over to the Interleague, Tampa Bay at Pittsburgh. I'm going to go Pittsburgh here solely on the fact that Jared Jones and Paul Skeens both pitch in this series. Those two are absolutely lights out when they are on the mound, and for that reason, I'm going to go the Pirates. Atlanta at New York. Possible World Series preview here. If Atlanta can figure it out offensively. Garrett Cole just did come back. He lasted 4 innings in his first start of the season. Gave up 2 earned runs. Yeah, obviously a good sign to get that guy back. He's one of the best pitchers, if not the best pitcher in all of baseball. I'm going to go Atlanta here. This is going to be a really good test to see if they can slug with the Yankees. The Yankees are just a deep team right now. A couple tough losses. They got kind of smacked around last night against Baltimore. Lost 17-5 in that finale of the rubber match. And it'll be really interesting to see kind of how this unfolds. Seattle at Miami. Miami's just a bad baseball team. Seattle's got one of the best pitching staffs in the league. I'm going to go Seattle. Boston at Cincinnati. Boston coming off a sweep of the Jays on the road. What more can you say about Ellie De La Cruz? I mean, this guy he's unbelievable to watch. He's must-watch TV. I mean, for a guy in Canada like me, I don't get to see De La Cruz as much as I'd like to. It's not on TV here as much, so you got to tune into MLB TV to watch that guy, but he's definitely worth the subscription for sure. But this one, I'm going to go Cincinnati here. Boston has been playing better as of late, but Cincinnati's at home. Should be a good series. Rounding out the Interleague and the weekend is the LA Angels at the Los Angeles Dodgers. It's going to be Ohtani's first regular season games against the Angels. It is in Dodger Stadium. They played a couple games in the spring training. Yeah, Teoscar Hernandez is up to 18 homers. Obviously, Mookie Betts out long term. It did get announced he's out 6 to 8 weeks. We did a video on that if you want to go check it out. Him and Yamamoto both out long term. So that is going to be a big blow. Not as big as a blow as it is to some teams with the amount of depth this team has. They lose Betts. Teoscar steps up. You still got Freddie Freeman. Yeah, Hayward's hitting grand slams, kind of turning back the clock there. So it'll be interesting to see what happens this weekend. A lot of good matchups. Just to recap, I'm going to take Cleveland, Detroit, Texas, Baltimore, Minnesota in the AL. In the NL, I'm going to go Milwaukee, Washington, Philly, Mets, and Giants. And in the Interleague, I'll take Pittsburgh, Atlanta, Seattle, Cincinnati, and the LA Dodgers. Dylan is going to go with Cleveland, Detroit, Texas, Baltimore, Minnesota, Milwaukee, Washington, Philly, Chicago Cubs, San Francisco Giants, Pittsburgh, Yankees, Seattle, Boston, and the Dodgers. If you like this video, give us a like and subscribe. Almost at 900 subscribers. We appreciate all you guys listening, and we'll see you on the next one.